Here's a surprising statistic. More than 80% of your clients with professional exposures do not purchase professional liability coverage. They don't recognize the professional risks, or they mistakenly think that general liability policy they purchased will give them coverage for that service exposure. So who needs professional liability or E&O coverage anyway? Here are a couple questions that you can discuss with your client that would expose their vulnerability and need for this particular coverage. Do they perform any consulting work or train or provide advice for customers? Is the business involved in work requiring special licenses? Does the business design, recommend, install, or test products? How about this one? Has a customer ever withheld payment due to a contract dispute? A yes answer to any of these questions really does indicate their need for professional liability coverage to be added to their insurance program. Here are a couple scenarios that if the client had had professional liability coverage in place, they would have had some coverage for these losses. A beautician who accidentally dyes a bride-to-be's hair blue. A wedding planner who ran out of food halfway through the reception. A software developer whose code was hacked. A retirement advisor whose recommendation caused the client to lose 10% of her life savings. An interior designer who ordered the wrong materials, delaying a project. How about a travel agent booking the wrong type of accommodations for a honeymoon? Or a real estate agent who provides incorrect information about a listing. It's more important than ever for small business owners to realize the need for professional liability coverage. More than 52% of all the civil lawsuits filed are targeted against small business owners. And the average cost to add the coverage is between $500 and $1,500 annually. But a recent study showed that the frivolous lawsuits that are brought can cost between $2,000 and $5,000 in legal fees alone. That's far more than the cost to actually add the coverage in the first place. As an independent insurance agent, it's your job to discuss with your clients what they're going to do to open the doors after they've been sued. They can assume that risk, meaning they realize they only have a general liability policy and no professional, but they're okay with that. Be sure to get that in writing and put it in their file. They can also transfer that risk. Hartford has just come out with a monoline professional liability policy, which is a wonderful product, especially if you're a CPA and you work from home and you don't really have any business personal property exposure, but you do have that professional exposure. Now you can write a monoline professional policy for that particular client. You can also add some professional to BOPs in case there is some office exposure. So there's no reason in the world now that you should not be quoting this with all of your clients. Join me next month to see what commonly overlooked coverage I'm dishing out for your agency.